exactly is going on with this thing?
Yeah, so this is an example where I don't know how this happened. I really don't, but the perception and the reality are really different. So I've been hearing things among Yankee fans where it's like they're going to audit the whole organization, and there'll be, I think there's this image of consultants coming in and examining the way the Yankees do business. I even heard, no offense to you at all, Sal, yesterday, I think this is just the way the perception's taken hold. When I said on the show yesterday that Boone's coming back, you're like, oh, before the audit?
Yeah.
Like, so that's just how the perception's in there.
It's out there.
Well,
yeah.
it's not. There's no consultants. There's no anything. So this is what it is exactly. For a couple of years now, the Yankees analytics people have wanted to be able to compare the way they do analytics to another model. So they've gotten the budget now to take an outside company that runs analytics, and the Yankees can look at this outside company's analytics, see how they do it, see how this company does it, and compare. That's the whole thing. There's no consultant coming in. No one else is even looking at the Yankee stuff. It's just the Yankees are looking at some stuff that they're purchasing.
Right.
Now, more broadly, they're meeting tomorrow in Tampa. The whole team brass, Boone, Judge will even pop in, apparently, all high-ranking front office, Hal Steinbrenner, and they're going to look at the way they do everything and talk it through internally. But I do think it's worth clearing up that there are not this team of consultants coming in to give the Yankees feedback. It's just not. Would you say, let me ask you, like on the fan, or like people think that's what's happening?
Yes!
That's what I thought. That's
100%.
Well, that's why I wrote this column.
I'm glad that you did to clear it up. Now, we know in today's world, things get taken out of context all the time, but you hear audit, now the Yankees are going to be auditing, and it didn't make sense to me because how could you audit an organization if you've already said basically you're keeping the general manager and the manager's coming back?
Well,
so,
now
we have some clarity. Thank you, Andy, for clearing this thing up, although I have a feeling it's still going to be taken to the audit levels. You know how people are.
I have a feeling you're right.
Yeah. Laura, what changes do you think we're actually going to see here, if any, with the New York Yankees?
I mean, obviously they're focusing on analytics and how they use those numbers, but my question is, why did they wait this long to do this audit if it's just like, hey, let's compare how we do things? Baseball's landscape has changed completely over the last decade, and they're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. If I'm a Yankee fan, I'm absolutely irate at that. But I think, yeah, they're going to look at the numbers, they're going to see not necessarily the numbers they're using, but how they interpret them. And I think one of the things they'll probably look at is how they also evaluate risk when it comes to signing free agents. One of the issues that the Yankees have had, of course, is having guys who aren't healthy or having guys that are on the decline. And so that'll be something that they look at. You know, you can't just take, an OPS plus or, WAR or whatever it is and be like, oh, that's my guy. There are so many other factors that go into this. And sometimes I feel like the Yankees analytic department kind of just got left behind a little bit. Which
to me would add up to, and I'm not trying to call for somebody's job here, but like maybe make a change at the top of the organization. That to me is what it would add up to. Oh, look, I'm rooting for him. Go out there and do it. But, like, obviously things need to be changed. It just hasn't worked here.
I do think the analytics thing has become kind of a weird boogeyman with the Yankees, though. Like, if you look at the Mets are much more analytic heavy and less scout driven than the Yankees are. So the idea that the Yankees are the team in town that's gotten that reputation, that's another weird narrative that's taken
which is fine.
They can both be bad.
Yeah, they can, but I compare the two. I cover the two, and the Mets are more extreme in the analytical area than the Yankees.
Which is, there's nothing.
I mean, you cover them as well.
But there's nothing wrong with that. But whatever the Yankees are doing isn't working to their own, acknowledgement of it. They're having people come in and see, hey, what's going on here? Judge is talking about significant changes need to be made, yet Cashman and Boone are going to be back. And I'm not saying Boone is part of the problem, but Cashman is bringing in these players who haven't got the job done.